Welcome to Hellion. Basically, I'm just gonna do my thing here, explain what I'm doing, and hopefully it helps other people trying to survive in this hellish world called Hellion. Last I started, I had let's see, I have my outpost here, and I also have a fabricator unit which is on fire, and there we go. Why don't we burn to death? And then I had a ship on the outside. Oh, plus I also had another ship and outpost that I found. It was abandoned but full of resources. So what I was going to do is use those resources to keep this base alive. So yeah, I mean, you could see how gray everything looks now. That's due to my injury. So I'll take a stim pack and plop. There we go. And now the color is back. So it's only a minor injury, but better fix it before it gets worse. Let's see. Right now everything's looking good. I thought. Another fire? Where's the fire? That was weird. Definite bug. Gonna need another stim pack. Oh no, you know what that was? See, if you look here in my hands, I took my jetpack off. I have no more oxygen left, so I was suffocating. So you have to be careful about that, which obviously I was not, like a dum-dum. But let's fill it back up. We took some oxygen, put it in, oops, wrong one. Let's put some back. About 50 units back into the storage tank of the outpost. Now what you do is you select the attached point, because this is the attached point right here. So we attach it there, and you can see the levels. Fuel is just above halfway. Oxygen is, there's nothing in there, and electricity is pretty low also. So anyway, that's the attachment point. Go to the cargo terminal, attach point, and here is our jetpack. And what we're going to do is move a little bit of oxygen there. Now it's filled almost. And then a little bit of nitro for EVA activities. And voila, there we go. Now we can put it on, and as you can see, right now we have full oxygen, full fuel, and no power. And this is something you don't want to go outside with, because sure, we may be able to live with oxygen and fuel, but we have no electricity to power the thing, so we have to charge it up. So that's our charger, and over time this line here on the right will fill up, indicating battery charge. So in the meantime, we'll grab a full one, and there you go. You can see if I point to it, oxygen at 100, fuel at 100, power at 100. So let that one charge, and let's head out and see what kind of disaster. Oh, here's some more damage. You could always tell the damage by the holes in the hull and the orange color behind it. So we grab our welding tool and fix it up. And there we go, and put it back in our pocket. Okay, let's go outside. Now, as you can see, we could step out here, floating in this hallway. There's no artificial gravity. But this warning will tell you basically don't go out there because it's a vacuum and it will kill you unless you are prepared. Plus, if you were to open that door, it would vent everything in this room. And if I were to open this door and that door at the same time, then it would vent the entire station, which we don't want. So there's only one real way to get out of here, is either attach an airlock, which I don't have an airlock, and that's fine with me. But you go to your life support here, and here on the right, where my cursor is, you will see the main room, corridor B, and corridor A. Everything is at full pressure, 1. Okay? Air quality is around 90% in both the main room, corridor A, and corridor B. And corridor A and corridor B are right here. This one, I can't remember, I think this one's B here. This is corridor B, I think, or A. And then this is the other corridor right here. Now if you watch, I can come over to life support. We're going to remove all the air out of corridor B. And so you could see the number dropping. And now it's a full vacuum in there. And if you look, yep, that's corridor B. Now you have that symbol there. Again, means danger, don't open the door. So what we're going to do is we're going to depressurize the entire room. You can see this number here. 0.9, 0.8. It's quite a bit larger space, so it takes a bit longer to depressurize. But right now we put our helmet on because we don't want to die. And on the left side, bottom row, it'll show you the exterior pressure, and it's dropping. Once it turns red, that means the air is unbreathable, or it's a hazardous condition. So we're in a vacuum right now, and we can now open this door. And as you can tell, sound doesn't travel through vacuum. The only reason you hear that is because you're standing on a solid object. You're feeling the vibration, basically. And same with that one. It's very muffled sounding because there's no air. And here's our station. And there's my ship. So, and where's the other ship? Oh, there it is, not too far away. I couldn't get it to match speed with the station when I last left it. So let's move this ship out of the way, and we'll dock that station to this one and transfer everything over. Now you'll notice I have this pointed towards the door. The reason being is there's a turret here, and if any intruders try to enter the doorway, well, they get met with force through this turret. See? Nice direct line of fire, so there you have it. So anyway, what we got to do is we got to pressurize this one. We'll close the outer hatch and pressurize the cargo bay. Again, you can see the air starting to fill up in here. The bottom left corner of my helmet shows exterior pressure. It's building. It's red, still unbreathable. Now it's white, and that pretty much means you can take your helmet off, although I would wait till at least 0.4 or 0.5 just to be safe. And there you go. Yeah, so the ship health here looks pretty good. Hull integrity 98%. Air quality at 91%, so we're looking okay here. Still filling air. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Air. We're unable to pressurize. Ah, okay. Well, we're going to have to go through the top. So let's depressurize. If that ever occurs, here I'm going to stop that and repressurize as much as I can. The air tank is empty. This is the air storage line. It'll be full, maybe halfway, somewhere in here. But what we did was, see, if we depressurize, the air gets pulled out of the ship, and it has to go somewhere, so it goes into a storage tank so that we can reuse it to repressurize the cargo bay. That goes for anything that can be depressurized. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to generate air to fill up this tank. Okay, now we're going to close the interior door because the interior door was open. We're going to depressurize the airlock here, and you can see again the air has to go somewhere, so it goes into a storage tank. And now we'll open the door. And now repressurize it. Close the door first. Repressurize, and now we can take our helmet up. Oh, there's an EVA suit. Good. So, now let's open up the door. And we don't have any spots to store this, so we'll just throw this here in the corner and fix this hole while we're at it. Alright, now we got to create, we got to fill up this air tank a little more. So we turn on air generator. And as you can see, almost immediately we start using what available oxygen and nitrogen. See, this says oxygen and this says nitrogen. We start using both to generate breathable air. And all that gets thrown into the air tank here. As you can see, it's slowly building up. I like to bring it about halfway and then stop it. And that should be enough to pressurize the cargo bay downstairs. So here's the cargo bay again on the right side. The bridge is at full pressure, main deck, airlock room. That's up there. We could shut that door. And but the cargo bay still isn't pressured, so we'll wait for this to reach about 1,000, and that should be enough to pressurize the cargo bay. Alright, we're about halfway done with filling the air tank. We shut off the air generator. Now from here we can go downstairs. And using this panel, close the outer door, which is over there. And now we begin to pressurize the cargo bay. And we don't have to stand here to watch that. We can always do that from the panel upstairs. And when we do that, we can also check the air tank. Make sure that we didn't put in too much or too little. So on the right here it says cargo bay. It's at 0.4, 0.5, and slowly we're getting there. And so you can see it's pulling the air out of the tank to fill the cargo bay. Okay, as you can see, we are just about full, and we still have air left over in the tank, and that's exactly what we want. Just a little bit of air left over, not too much or not too little. If you say we were to here, let me show you an example. If we were to fill, generate more air right now to fill this tank, and we filled it up completely or near full, if we tried to depressurize any part of the ship, this tank would fill up and there would be no more room for this air to go, so we wouldn't be able to depressurize fully. So you got to find that balance where you don't have too much or too little in this air tank at any given time. So what we're going to do, we're going to move this bad boy over. Move it about 100 meters away, slow it down, match speed, and there we go. Now we could go out two ways, this way and you could leave that door open and control it from here, or you could go out the top of the ship. There we go. Now the door's shut and we will begin depressurizing. And if you see, like I said about the air tank, Here's the air tank being filled up. All this air has to go somewhere, so it gets pulled into this tank, or pushed into this tank, however you want to look at it. And if the air tank was too full, then there would be no room for any of this air to go, and you would have to vent some of it. And try not to do that when possible, because air is a commodity just like anything else, and you don't want to waste it. Alright, there we go. Let's open the door and we will head out. Go recover that lost ship. I'm actually pretty surprised that it's only a kilometer, over a kilometer away, considering I left it. I manually stabilized it to the station about 8 hours ago. So let's go get it. Now this station on the back of the ship here is one I found floating around Bether. And Bether is that planet you see in the background there. So let's go inside there. It's even got an airlock attached. Oh, there we go. Cool. Now the only reason I took this is because it's a claimed base, but nobody uses it as their primary spawn point. If it was somebody's spawn point, I wouldn't touch it. Just out of respect. So we have a defective solar panel, so I don't know the condition of this base. But if you look right here, we have nothing. Oh, that's because I moved it. I moved it all to the ship, so there was really no reason for me to bring it all the way home here. So, alright, well, I already moved all the resources to this ship, so we'll undock the airlock and connect that up. Let's make sure it's, well, let's go make sure it's filled with enough nitro. $45 should be enough. Put that in there. Now the airlock will be steerable, so we could move it into position. Let's do some repairs on it first. Repair the holes. good for now. Let's go disconnect it. So we pull the undocking lever on that side and on this side. And there we go. We are now officially undocked. Give you a little visual here, out here. And down there is the base we want to connect it to, right there. So, let's get into position. RCS controls. And there we have it. So we're going to dock it to the outpost that's 1.3 kilometers away using standard docking port A. And let's swing it downward and head in that direction. There we go. And we're flying over or underneath the other base, heading to the main one. Got to make sure we don't run out of oxygen or jet fuel in our jet pack. There goes the one we undocked from, and on this side we are approaching the one we are docking to. It is drifting right now, just like anything in space. Once in motion, it stays in motion until a force acts upon it. Alright, we need to make a course correction. And you could see the glowing orange docking bay, and that's what we're gonna attempt to dock to. Being careful not to hit the ship above us. Swing it up, angle it down. Now when docking, you could see that six-sided window right in the middle of the door. And then there's another door with the same window on the other side. I try to line them up so that they are center, and then I bring it in just like that. And there we go. We are officially docked. Close this panel. And there you have it. You have an airlock now. The airlock will help to prevent break-ins. Once the ship is connected, it'd be very difficult to get into the ship without glitching through a wall, or get into the station, I should say. So we'll close the outer door. The inner door is open, and that's this one right here. And we'll walk right into the station. And, well, see now on the right, it shows we have the airlock connected, but we have a problem with it. It's got a hole somewhere. It's venting atmosphere into space if we were to pressurize it. So we need to find the hole. And there's the hole. You could see all the electronic parts, the wires and everything. So we need to weld, basically patch this hole. And that's it. There we go. Good. So let's go pressurize everything. We'll start by pressurizing the airlock. And hit pressurize and pressurize. Beautiful. It's holding air, and we're all good. And see, you can see this door will not open for me because it's pressurized in there, but not pressurized in the base. So let's pressurize corridor B, and as again, can't open this door now because it's pressurized in there, not the base. Let's pressurize everything else. That would be the main room. And again, it's pulling air that we stored in the tank. It's pulling it out of there and pumping it into the main room here. Alright, now we have a breathable station. And the pressure is still rising. And there we go. Full pressure. Now we should be able to go through everything. Perfect. And the airlock acts the same as any other airlock. If you want to go outside, you have to close the inner door, depressurize this room, and then you can open that door to go into the vastness of space. But we will save that for a later time. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's see, what do I have on me? This I need. I don't need these two helmets, I don't think. And the resource canner I don't think I need. So, okay. We'll, oh, there's a hole forming there. Got to keep up with that. We'll go into the fabricator room. Whoa, what was that? Oh no, something happened. I don't know what that was about. Let's check the status. It was almost like a air gust blew me over. We have full pressure and everything, so it might have been just a slight change that blew me over when I opened the door. It happens, so let me just double check by making sure everything is filled, pressurized. They are all pressed in. Everything is pressurized, so maybe it equalized, and this time we'll try. That's weird. Let's try again. It looks like we discovered a bug. Trying to go into the fabricator. Yep, that's definitely a bug. Alright, well, we're going to leave it at there, and I'm going to start a new video for a bug submission. So, thanks for joining. Hope you liked it, and next video, hopefully that'll be working, and we'll maybe head over to Bether and do some searching for parts.